Hi everyone, this is Joshua here, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the SEO software called Traffic Travis. This is the newest version, version 4, which has been completely overhauled and redesigned from the previous version. I've just gotten this a few days ago. Right now it's launch week and I've been putting it through the paces, and I just wanted to do this review for you. So without further ado, I'm going to get into it. Right now what you're seeing is the dashboard or the interface of Traffic Travis. It's been changed considerably from the previous version. I'm just going to switch over to the previous version for you to take a look. This is what the previous version looked like, and previously it was split into different components of functionality in terms of like keyword tools, SEO tools, and so on. But here in the new version, you can see that it's coming from a different perspective, where it just gives you a project overview first, and then brings all the tools together in terms of how it relates to your project. So I've already gone ahead and created a new project, and just for you to see, this is what you will see when you create a new project. You can put in the name, the site URL, the site map, keywords you want, and the kind of search engines that you want as well. So the dashboard is pretty cool. I like this change because I use Traffic Travis mostly to manage my projects and monitor my rankings for the sites that I've built. So this is a welcome addition. At a glance, you can see how your campaign's going in terms of the backlinks, your rankings, and things like that. So see more basically brings you to more detailed sections of the SEO tools there, and I'll go into that one by one. Now this My Site tab over here is basically the page analysis portion of Traffic Travis. You can import your pages based on the sitemap, or just using a URL, or you can just manually paste that in. And that is pretty much the same as the previous version. So I've already gone ahead and fetched all the Traffic Travis pages, main pages, and so it gives you the page rank information, backlinks, and so on. Now, so what happens is when you click on the page warnings, it will come up with some on-page SEO elements and tell you what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and tell you the suggestions that you need to make to correct that. Pretty cool. And you might be asking, you know, what happened to the keywords? I at first did not realize that you have to put in keywords here at the bottom. So you have to add keywords, put that in, and basically what this does is, based on the keyword that you put in, it runs a different check to see what is your optimization like for the particular keyword that you're trying to rank for. So in this case, Traffic Travis homepage, what it ranks for that particular keyword. So this is good in the sense that you can check it against multiple keywords. But I also find that this might make the top portion here a little bit redundant, because usually when you do page analysis, you do it against a particular keyword that you are trying to rank for. So I found that a little bit redundant. I'm not sure why they made that decision. The other thing is that you can print this report, and the good thing is that it's quite customizable. You can change different elements of the report and put in your company logo and things like that. But the report is kind of simplified. As you can see, all it does is print this table here, and if you click on the site report, this is what comes out. So I'm not really a big fan of this format. As you can see, it just plugs in the keywords in here at the bottom. I much prefer the previous version's report. Let me just show you that over here. This is so right here you see that you've got the page, the keyword you're trying to optimize for, and you got a score of that. This is the report that comes out, and you can see it gives you some metadata information as well, which is omitted in the newest report, and it gives you the suggestions here along with the headers that it has picked up as well. So I prefer this because it gives you more data. It just looks more professional. It's more the kind of format that I will give my clients as well, rather than the other version. So that's just the good and bad of this. I'll go on to the research module here, and this works quite the same way as previously, more or less. I'm going to quickly do a search here, and that's going to come up with different search results. Now, while that's going on, I'm just going to show you the previous version, how that worked, and here it is over here. So, no, sorry, keyword tools is here, and this is what it will originally look like. It'll come up with a list of keywords, what its search volume is like for different search engines, and you had quite a lot of options in terms of taking the keywords, choosing them, put them in a short list, and after that sort the keywords in different orders, and you can sort out the data in different formats, how you want to use it, and things like that. In the new version, this is what it looks like. So it has combined two different portions from the previous one, keyword tools as well as SEO analysis. How this works out is like this. So it gets all your keywords in here, and it'll get in basic information for search volume, PPC values. You'll need to put in your AdWords account to be able to get this value. It gets the in-title search and in-anchor search as well. And what it has here is the SEO difficulty. So if, for example, I wanted to check SEO software, and that lists as difficult, and if you double click that, it will come up with an analysis of the top 10 results for Google, and give you this kind of information, like, let's say, is the title optimized, you know, what is the age, do they have PR, and things like that. And basically the combination of all this data that they pick up from the page that is ranking comes out, they come up with that difficulty score there. So it's really useful if you want to know what Traffic Travis thinks of a certain keyword, and this probably helps in your decision making process. The only thing I had a gripe about was that you had to check first before it goes and gives you this rating, and I understand that that is probably a performance decision. It definitely makes it a lot slower if you run the check at the same time that you do the keyword research, pulling in that data, but I feel that it should be a user option, because I know for myself, I would look at this SEO difficulty rating and use that as a filter to shortlist the amount of keywords. Then I look at the search volume. That would be one way of doing it. I suppose this methodology or the angle that it's coming from is that you would select your keywords first, and then you would use Traffic Travis as a sort of second opinion to see, you know, the difficulty of that particular keyword you want to rank for. And now the other thing is that it seems like this is wholly based on the Google keyword tool, so it is the only source of search volume information, whereas the previous version, you can see that it gave you different search engines and the combined search volume. I found that quite useful. I don't know why they've omitted that from this version. I would have preferred to have it in there. The other thing is the filters that you have apparently is only for exact match. So for example, I could have SEO, and maybe I want to filter that down to tips. It's exact match. I can't say SEO and I want the word software in it, so that comes up with nothing. So the filters are also an addition in this new version. You've got them in most of the modules, and it wasn't featured as prominently in the previous version, but it's still got a ways to go in terms of the power of the filters. Right now it's basically just helping you to make the list smaller with a few options. So that there is the keyword research. What is new in this version and is a welcome addition is the addition of this domain thing here. So based on the keywords that you possibly select, you can go ahead and fetch a bunch of domain suggestions, and it'll tell you whether it's available on .com extension, .net, and .org. Basically, you pick that, you shortlist it, and then it can give you a link to the domain registrars where you can buy them immediately. I like the idea. I think it is a welcome addition, and I personally do this process myself in my keyword research. However, the one thing that I have against it is that it doesn't seem to give an exact match search, or it doesn't give me the option to take away the suggestion tool. Because okay, here's what I normally do. I would go and find a keyword that I like. I would want to see immediately if the exact match domain is listed, and then I will go and look at the closest matches to it, maybe add an HQ behind, or see whether dashes in between the words might be available, although I don't really do that. But these are the sort of things that I would do. And so I might not necessarily want the suggestions on right at the start, and there isn't an option for me to turn that off. So what I would probably change is maybe make the domain a column over here where it tells me immediately is the exact match available, and then I will go to this domain and search for alternatives if I want to. So that's how I would do it. But then again, like I said, the domain is a welcome addition, and if they further improve that, I think that would be really handy for people who do keyword research. Okay, so moving on to the next module, SEO. Now, this is probably my most used module. I've got quite a bit of things to say about it. The first thing is the rank checker, and this is the same as the previous rank checker. Basically what it does is takes your keywords and see where you're ranking for in the search engines for that keyword. So like for example, Traffic Travis is ranking #1 for its own search term for SEO as well. And the only thing is that the search engine option here, you have to edit that in the project settings, and you have to do that over here, the search engine. So if you add more to it, obviously you will check the ranks on different search engines in different locations. The other thing is that this here is where you set how often the rankings is updated. So I put it on daily here, and you can see that the next update is tomorrow. The only thing is that I can't update this ranking on the fly, and that kind of bugs me because it's a functionality I used quite often in the previous one. Sometimes I want to check it more than one time a day. I know it might be a moot point for some, but I just liked that functionality to be available, and I kind of miss it, to be honest. And I think that's a step back for me. The other thing is the competition tool over here. I think this is an improvement from the previous one. And so how this works is you put in your keywords, do a search on it, and it goes and looks for the competition that you might have. So for example, this here, Link Assistant, it will tell you what keyword it's ranking for, what's the spot that it's ranking for, and this score it has over here, basically it combines how many keywords it's ranking for and the position that it gets on the page. So you can see that information over there. It's a different way of looking at competition, I suppose, because normally you would find one particular keyword and look on the Google to see what are the competing pages on that. But this sort of combines it into one. So it goes ahead and combines all of that and gives you one score. Not sure how useful that will be for some people, but it's useful nonetheless, and it's a different way of looking at it. If you're not used to this, it might take getting used to. The backlinks portion, basically you put in the pages you want to analyze, and it comes up with a list of backlinks that are going to the site that you put in. So I've done one already here. It gives you the site breakdown over here, so you can see at a glance some summary where the links are coming from, and also an overview over here. Now they've broken this up into different sections, and I kind of like the previous way of displaying it because it kind of gives you the whole thing onto one page. Sort of saves like screen real estate. So this is what it looks like in the previous version, and this is just a personal preference that I prefer this layout because it gives me more information in one page. But for those who don't like small fonts, I guess this is a better view for you. I would have liked also that rather than putting in manually the page that you want to analyze, that it could pull in probably from the sitemap or from the domain itself. Well, it can do it from the domain. Maybe another option would be to import the sitemap just to improve this module. A new addition is this link finder here, which is something that is found in the Affilorama members premium members area. I quite like this tool that they've put in. It's basically using your keywords and going out and searching relevant pages for you to put links on. So you've got blogs here. It gives you whether you can put do follow, links, page rank, page authority, and you can use your filter to whittle it out and say you only want really high authority sites to link to. Maybe you only want do follow links, and so that whittles it down and basically lets you see a list of sites where you can put your links on and get more backlinks to your site. The only thing is I'm not sure why the page type page is there. That's a bit useless to me in a way, because you can't do anything with a static page. You can't put your link there in the comments or things like that. But I guess it's a good reference to have to know some of the authority sites that are out there. Maybe you can link to their pages instead of the other way around. And it's good to have a few of those in your page as well, because it shows that you recognize the authorities in your niche and so on. So this is a cool addition, the link finder over here. The PPC section, I gotta be honest to say that I don't use this as much as I should. It gives you quite cool information regarding competition in terms of ads, and you can take this data however you want to use it. You can go and look at the competitors' ads, see what kind of keywords they're ranking for, take that and use that in your own campaigns, either in on-page SEO, or run your own ad campaigns yourself. So this could be useful for you. Like I said, I don't use this as much, so I don't have many comments on that. So okay, those are at a glance the 5 different elements in this version of Traffic Travis. I've covered a few things, and just to sum up a few other thoughts that I have about this version, it kind of puzzles me, that they don't have a save project option. I mean, it's done automatically for you in the background, and different sections here you can save it individually, the different portions, but I don't know. I'm quite used to seeing a save project button, and sometimes when I don't see that and I can't check, I kind of don't know whether the autosave has run or not. And the other thing that I've already mentioned is that the filters, of course, could be better. Now, also, in terms of who would this be suitable for, I think if you don't have a current SEO tool to help you in your keyword research and project management and so on, Traffic Travis is a good option, because especially for beginners to intermediate users, I think this interface is nicely simplified. It gives a really streamlined and seamless look. And for all intents and purposes, while I've been using this, it's pretty snappy, it's quite fast in its response, and it's quite well optimized. So for beginners and intermediate users, definitely this is quite a useful tool. For advanced users, however, you might find that the data it pulls in is a bit lacking in terms of the sources other than Google, and perhaps the filters, like if you use Market Samurai like I do, the data it pulls in, the filters are definitely more advanced in Market Samurai. However, Traffic Travis is probably the cheapest I've come across. I use a number of tools, and especially right now during the launch week, $77 is probably the cheapest that I've seen so far. And you can also use a free version, although I think it's got some limitations in terms of what you can save in the project. But by all means, if you want to try this out, try out the free version first, and if you like it, upgrade that. I think at the moment they don't have a free version for version 4 yet, but like I said, I'm quite happy with the previous version as well. So if you want to try out the free trial. And right now, like I said, the launch is going on until Tuesday. So if you can get the launch bonuses, probably I'll just mention that. They're giving out launch bonuses at the moment, and these 5 things here, some of them are audio interviews, and there's also a live webinar run by Mark Ling himself. I think he'll be showing more tips and tricks on how to use Traffic Travis to help your SEO campaigns. I'm quite looking forward to that. And I've briefly listened to some of the interviews, and they're really good. And so right now, as I said, I guess if I had to sum it up in a sentence, Traffic Travis takes a step forward for the previous version in a few areas. It takes a step backward in a few areas. But I also want to mention that since I've gotten this software, that they've been running updates at least once, sometimes more than once every day. So to me, that's a good indication that they're taking in user feedback at a fairly rapid rate and also implementing the changes at a rapid rate. So this one-time price that you pay for it basically guarantees you unlimited updates. They don't charge for new versions unless it goes to like version 5 and so on. So that's quite a well worth your investment. Definitely, if you get this during launch week, the $77 is well worth your investment. I mean, these bonuses honestly are at least worth that much. So they come with a 60-day guarantee as well, which is pretty good. And also, I'm offering my own bonus as well, which you can read in the description below. I've put in some details on that. You can also find more details on my site. I've put in links in the description, and yeah, so you can check that out if you want. So I think that's all I have to say about this newest version of Traffic Travis. I hope you found the information helpful and give you, heads up on the things that you should look out for, my own opinion, and help you in your decision if you're considering buying this. And if you are, then do take a look at the bonuses I'm offering as well, because there's another $77 service that I'm throwing in there for free just to make it worth your while. And if you've got any questions, just put them in the comments. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And also, if you've already purchased this, I'd love to hear what you have to say about the software and how you're finding it as well. So thanks for watching this review. It's been a bit long because I've tried to make it as thorough as possible. But thanks for watching if you've watched all the way to the end. And I enjoyed making this video for you. Thanks.